Here's the deal. You ask the questions. We do our best to get you the answers. It's the goal of our Ask the Experts segments here on Minnesota Live.
Today we're going to talk with our friend Matt Lindberg from the Village Animal Hospital in Minnetonka. First question, we're hearing from a lot of you about this respiratory issue that's going on with dogs. Dr. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
What is it? Do they even really know that yet?
Yeah, so that's the tricky part about this. So I think we all are very familiar with kennel cough, sort of just a mild upper respiratory infection that dogs end up getting that usually is self-limiting, oftentimes doesn't need to be treated in any way. What we've kind of seen recently, and recently really over the last year's time period, depending on which part of the country you're in, are these upper respiratory cases that kind of follow a atypical presentation, where it's a real chronic cough. It doesn't respond to the usual treatments. In rare circumstances has progressed to be a pneumonia, and sometimes with pneumonia, dogs can end up dying from it. So we absolutely have seen at our practice an increase in upper respiratory infections here recently. Most still are on the mild side, but we have had a few that have required hospitalization because they've progressed to pneumonia.
I think about like with kids, right, with sickness in this time of year, you're like, wash your hands, make sure that you sneeze in your arm. Well, your dogs can't wash their hands. So how do you protect your pet from something like that?
And I think here in Minnesota, at least following the spring where we had that influenza outbreak, kind of right around March and April, people are a little bit more familiar about what we need to do. And it really is almost kind of, we were used to it from COVID, social distancing. You kind of stay away from other people. So if from a dog standpoint, avoiding dog parks, being a little bit more judicious if you're going to send your dog to doggy daycare or boarding. It's those real intense areas where a whole bunch of dogs are together that you're more likely to pick something up. The other part to be very cautious about is your individual dog. So if you have a young puppy, if you have a geriatric dog, if you have a dog that has some underlying health issue or has had pneumonia in the past or is on immunosuppressive medications or cancer treatment, or if you have a dog that's predisposed to respiratory issues just because of their conformation. So think like pugs or French bulldogs, or real squished in face dogs. They're more likely to have respiratory problems. So avoidance sometimes of those areas can be the best thing to end up doing if you're concerned.
And I suppose you run them up to speed on all their vaccinations and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
For all their shots.
And that's one of the real keys here is making sure that from a preventive standpoint, we're covered with all the vaccines. I always mention when I come on, making sure you have a good relationship with a veterinarian, because if your dog comes down with a cough, call your veterinarian. They may not want to see you. If it's really mild, there's no other signs going on, but at least having that within the medical record, knowing that this is happening at this point in time in case it does persist. And I think the hardest part about this is we don't know exactly what it is yet. There's a bunch of studies being done in New Hampshire and Colorado and Oregon about these places that have had sort of outbreaks, if you will. But it hasn't necessarily been reported in Minnesota per se, even though we've seen this increased sort of level of things, but just not this kind of atypical version yet, although I would say from a veterinary standpoint, we'd probably say it's here. It's just we haven't seen the severity maybe or as much of an outbreak as we have elsewhere.
So would you then tell people, be aware of it, maybe be cognizant of where you're going, be aware of what's going, not worry at this point?
Yeah, I would not lose sleep over it, but I'd just be cautious about what I do with my pet. And again, depending if they have underlying health issues with it. So, have your pod. If you know people that you get together all the time to go for walks or those sort of things, still please do it. Still get your dog out. If you're doing training for a puppy and they're current in all their vaccines, great. I mean, you still want to get out there and do stuff. But having that communication with the veterinarian, because sometimes there are pockets. We know, say, a boarding facility that has an outbreak of something. So things that are in our local community, because Anoka versus Lakeville versus Stillwater versus being out in Minnetonka, there certainly are different things that can pop up in different areas. So talk to your veterinarian.
Very true. So this was an interesting topic. Somebody was asking about seasonal affective disorder with dogs. And that's a thing?
It sort of. The emotional piece probably isn't quite as bad as it is with us that ends up happening with it. But daylight does play a big factor with dogs just from their circadian rhythms, their sleep-wake patterns, their metabolism. So, the big question here in the wintertime, days are shorter, we're not getting as much sunlight. And really, I think the biggest issue ends up being is that we get home from work at 5 o'clock, it's already dark outside, we take our dog out for a walk, it's shorter because it's colder, that sort of thing. So the activity piece really still is super important. We get a lot of dogs that come in for their spring checkup. They've gained 5 pounds because over the winter months they're just not doing anything. So we have to get our dogs out and exercise and be active. And most of that just is the mental stimulation piece of it, but also burning off that excess energy or that sort of thing too.
How do you get your dog out this time of year? What can you do? I mean, can you do mental stimulation in the house when it gets really cold?
Absolutely.
We're doing flashcards at my house.
Yes. Well, teaching your dog, tricks, having to shake, have them roll over, do obedience type things. Signing your dog up for an agility class or doing obedience class class where once a week you have something that they're going to and doing. It gives you homework stuff that you're going to do in the meantime. Certainly is important things to end up doing as well. So it's just, and it's making an effort. The weather, we can't complain about it yet. I mean, it's been nice.
No,
So
yeah,
get out on the weekends, do stuff when you have a chance. If you have a dog with short hair, or if you have a dog that's on the little side, you know, wearing a jacket, using boots, those sort of things, as it gets a little bit colder, just to give them that opportunity to get out where they're not going to be freezing cold when it happens.
Makes sense. Let's talk about plants. And these things are all over this time of year. Certain plants that we maybe wouldn't see other times of year, poinsettias, lilies, I heard too.
Yeah,
Are problematic?
Right, so certain plants that you really want to, you think about the holidays with, mistletoe, holly, poinsettias. Mistletoe and holly can certainly cause some significant GI issues. Poinsettias get a really bad rep, but they're not actually that bad. If a pet eats a bunch of it, will it cause some stomach upset? Very likely. Lilies, especially when it comes to cats. Lilies can be extremely toxic to cats' kidneys. So that can be either pollen, it can be eating the leaves, it can be eating the flowers, it could be drinking the water if it's in a vase overall. So if you get a bouquet of flowers, you're going to cut off the stems of them, you're going to put them in some water. If there's some lilies in there and you have a cat, throw it away immediately, seal up the bag, take it outside.
No kidding.
Wow.
What-
And lilies are year round. Those aren't
Correct.
just a holiday thing.
Exactly. So we bring it up now, but springtime when you get it, that sort of thing, yes. So avoid lilies with cats.
What
Dogs
is
are
it?
fine.
What is it
In it.
chemically that makes it happen?
I can't answer that question for
Yeah.
you. Not that smart, but there's something in there that just for them will shut down their kidneys. They need to be hospitalized. It can be very severe if it happens. So oftentimes we get a call that somebody has a lily in the house, their cat wanders over, has all the pollen all over their face. Like, is this a concern? And the answer is, yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
So better to get
Yikes.
rid of it than have to go be in an ICU for 4 or 5 days on fluids.
For
Isn't
sure.
that the truth?
All right, let's talk about Chris's dog.
So she's a wonderful dog. She's got a great personality. She's fantastic. When I come home, she is so excited. She just kind of curls up and gets submissive, and then
Tinkles.
Yes.
there's an
And
accident.
this is new. She hasn't always been
Yeah.
this
She's a couple
way.
years old, so
Yeah.
it's a new behavior.
Yeah, so oftentimes dogs will outgrow it. Young puppies will, either from being super excited or being on the submissive side, may have sort of this accidental urination that they end up doing. One thing that's important to kind of rule out for a dog, especially if they're a little bit older, is there some sort of other reason for it? If you will, is there something wrong with the plumbing? Is there a bladder infection? Is there an incontinency issue? Is there something else happening there that should be kind of, if you will, shoulders on down, kind of make sure we don't have anything going on in that regard? From a behavior standpoint, one of the key things to make sure that we do, and we're kind of all at fault this, you get home, you're super excited to see your dog, your voice gets high, you get all energetic, they get all energetic, and that hyperarousal state, sometimes the urination will just end up happening. So changing the greetings is really the most important thing. When you get home, make it a little bit more subdued. Put your dog outside immediately, give them the chance to empty out that bladder, so if there is sort of an accident, it's okay. Kind of you skip over that initial time period, have it be a little bit more calm and subdued in just the initial few seconds, and then from there kind of do the play or that sort of thing. If people come over and you have a dog that's more submissive, we get that quite a bit in the clinic. A dog comes in, they're a little bit fearful. I look at them, I kind of reach towards them, they kind of squat down, they pee, that sort of thing. Trying to people come over that don't initially engage your dog, don't reach down on them initially, just kind of give them that chance to get acclimated to what's going on.
Smell the new smells.
Exactly.
Figure out who's in the
Makes
house.
sense. I have started doing that too. Like I'll come in, I'm like, oh hey you,
Yeah,
like just kind of trying to play it off a little bit more.
Right.
It does seem to be helping. So.
It does make a difference. When you're super excited, they're going to meet your level of energy, and sometimes for them it's just too much and they get overwhelmed and out it comes.
It's hard though because you want to give them a proper greeting.
You do, just give it a few
She's
seconds
so
before you do it.
stinking cute.
Dr. Matt, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Happy holidays.
Wait
Yes,
till
you
we
as
can
well.
dream up some other weird questions for you next time you're here. If you have questions about your pet, make sure to ask your vet. We've posted contact information for Matt and the team at Village Animal Hospital in Minnetonka on our website, which is minnesotalive.com.